Simple Life Prepper here. I'd like to welcome everybody and thank you for viewing my video. I'm so excited that we've reached 50 subscribers. I'm all excited about that. Thank you to everyone that subscribed, and I want to remind everybody to please subscribe, like, and share this video.
So does that mean we can't make fun of our only, we just educated 30 people?
Well, now we have to say we educated 50 people.
50 people. That's not.
Yeah.
No, that's not. I can't joke
it's getting
about
better.
it.
You can joke about it.
Right.
We got to get to 1,000 and 4,000 watch hours. So we have a long ways to go.
A long ways to
go.
Right.
Yes. So are you ready to get started?
I'm ready to get going.
Okay. So, it is the Friday weekly wrap up. So we're going to get started with the Friday weekly wrap up. So anyway, if you will ask our producer to go to 4.
Okay. Producer, can you go to 4? By the way, let me go back for a second. Producer, back. Our producer doesn't have a name.
Yes.
So, I was thinking that we could ask your fans to write in the comments down below, what do you think our producer's name should be?
All right. Sounds like a plan.
All right.
I think that's a good plan. So,
we need a producer name.
Yeah.
Give us one down in the bottom.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do?
4.
All right, 4.
All right, so.
Oh, what is our producer?
Our producer is going to 4.
All right,
so I have 3 news items. There is so much going on in the news right now. It is crazy stuff. Things are changing so fast, which is the bulk of what I'm going to talk about is the fact that things are changing.
All right.
We're not going back to America. You're okay. Stay there.
All
All right, so. The first thing I have is they are starting to dismantle CHOP/Chaz in Seattle, Washington.
Going down?
This morning there was some live video and they were asking people to leave. They were getting a little bit of, not bad pushback, but a little bit of verbal pushback from some of the people in CHOP. Seemed like, but
do you think that
it was peaceful and there were security was there, so
I'm going to bring us back up.
Okay.
Oh, producer. So, do you think that I saw some people running around in Chaz, right? A person was actually doing some good reporting in there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of dressed like a person from Chaz. Probably it maybe is a person from Chaz. I don't know. But she was going around just asking, what do you think? Blah, 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 and everything. And it's almost like I think the people are getting just tired. Like, I believe there's a lot of people that love to live in the streets in Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
they all came.
They all came.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a good party.
Uh-huh.
And the one funny guy was like, do you think this is a festival? Just he goes like Burning Man? She goes, yeah, like Burning Man. He goes, no, this isn't a festival. And then he looked around and he goes, well, maybe it's a festival.
Yeah, I know.
So he was a funny guy.
Yes.
So I think maybe the festival has been going on for a while, and they're getting tired of the festival.
They're getting tired of
And the people that have normal lives are going to go back to their normal lives, and the people that live in the street are just going to go back to however they live in the street and do their thing. So that's my take on that.
That's your take on it?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. So anyway, I just know it's been interesting to watch. So I'm glad sort of that it didn't spread or whatever.
Yeah, and if they can pull this off peacefully,
yes,
and just have everybody go, okay,
yes,
Chaz is over. It was a good time.
Yeah. So it seemed like
over.
most people were leaving peacefully. There was a guy playing them out with the trumpet as they were leaving. So it seemed
right.
like they were ending the occupation / festival.
Well, I hope it just goes smoothly.
Yes, I hope so too.
And I might have been wrong. I thought maybe if they just block this off for a while, which is not right, but if they just let them deal with it for a while and find out what it's like, let it process all the way through,
yes,
and then end it, maybe that was a lot better than just not letting it get out of control from the, oh man.
The only thing is that people owned that property down there and businesses.
That's right.
were down there and people lived down there, and it wasn't any of those people's fault. So it wasn't fair to the people that actually own these things. They're suing the city right now.
For the people that actually had businesses down there and people that lived there, where are the people that, if that were to go down here in Oklahoma, if somebody like took over, people that we know that have businesses downtown and everything, the people would come out of the woodwork
to get
and put an end to it.
Yeah.
But are you telling me that people in Seattle know nobody that, with good friends and stuff that would have none of that? I don't know. It's all crazy.
Well,
is that how they're brought up nowadays? Just
some of the business owners, I think, are suing the city of Seattle now.
Well, that's sue happy people. I'm tired of people suing.
I know, but I'm just saying.
What does that do?
Get you money.
I tell you
for
what.
your trouble.
I would just rather know that. I like to know that if somebody were to try to take over my block here,
that people would stand up against that.
The people in this block would stand up to it, and the people the block over would stand up to it.
Yeah.
Everybody would stand up to it in this town. We'd take care of ourselves here in our town.
Okay.
And watch each other's back.
Okay, can you go to 5?
5. Producer 5.
Okay. So another interesting thing is Walmart is rolling out, they're doing a test store in Fayetteville, Arkansas, to see about the self-checkouts.
Okay.
And they're going to take out the conveyor belts completely, and it's going to be a total self-checkout store. Okay. They said there'll still be employees there to assist customers, and if they want help with their checkout, they'll still help them with the checkout.
Are they going to have little robots going down the aisleways? So if you had a question on a product, like, is this what I need to fix something? And the little robot would be like
I don't think that's that advanced. They are.
So you're saying there's probably going to have people there
to assist the customers.
To assist the customers, just not at the checkout.
Yeah, I had, and that's where Walmart's going. Yeah. That's what Walmart wants. But
your favorite position.
They're calling.
Walmart.
They're saying it's because of the CV and that it will allow less people to touch each other.
Whatever.
But I saw it coming
beforehand.
Last fall.
Yeah, before the...
Last fall, I worked a very short time at Walmart until I didn't work at Walmart anymore.
And the only reason why you don't work there is because you work the self-checkout. You were bored to death.
Oh, I was bored to tears in the self-checkout.
But whenever you worked the line, you were...
Yeah, all I wanted to do was get a job to check out groceries. I'm very task-orientated, so that was fun. The one day whenever they timed us, I was the second fastest checker, and I hadn't even been there that long.
Yep.
But they want to go to total self-checkouts, and it's coming. They're also going to have robots that do the inventory in the store, that go down the aisles. And I can see eventually it will come to the fact that it will totally be switched over for the grocery pickup. Even will be done more robotically.
Okay.
Eventually. So this is the whole thing. We're transforming our world right now. Transforming our world. If you don't believe it, read some news. Okay? All right. You can go to 6, please.
The producer, go to 6.
Yeah, have the producer go to 6.
Go to 6.
All right, my last bit of news right now is that we have, and I lost my piece of paper. I didn't bring my piece of paper.
Well, you're going to have to wing it.
Oh, well. So, anyway, 19 states are issuing a mask order in public. So if you go in public, you have to have your mask on. I know Washington, there was like so many of them. Washington, New York, Delaware, Maryland, I feel like just a lot. There was 19 of them, and I meant to bring the whole list so I could read it to you, and I forgot. So look it up. It'll tell you if your state is becoming a mandatory mask state in public.
Well, we've been going around without a mask for a while.
Most people are not wearing masks in Oklahoma. No. I feel like probably 40% we're down to.
Probably less.
It was higher during the height of the lockdown, it was
Yeah.
higher. Some stores required it here in our town. And I felt like it was 80% people wear masks. People still weren't wearing masks, even when we had a mask
Whenever it
order
was
here.
a total mask order, it was
People
probably
still
80-20.
weren't. Yeah. And it's
now
here it's way
it's
down.
probably flopped, I think. I
Yeah.
bet it's more 80-20
80-20.
people
Yeah.
not
The
wearing.
other direction.
And again, I've got no problem with people wearing a mask. You do it if
If
that's
that makes you feel safe.
feel better, like you're.
Yeah, if
Or-
this is freaking you out, by all means stay home, right?
Stay home. Next step, do whatever precautions you have to get out and about. But I'm not hacking the people that are just getting out and getting back to normal
I know.
because this is how many months now?
Well, way more people are going to die by the economic fallout of the lockdown than
I've got a good
died
question
of the
for you.
coronavirus. Yes.
You know how the news, I think, likes to scare people
Yes.
a lot. Doom and gloom.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to say is, I forgot what I was going to say, but it'll come back to me here in a second. Oh my gosh, I forgot what I was going to say. But they were trying to scare masks.
people with the mask. Blah 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 blah.
Go on to the next thing.
It's all about control.
I
It's your
pulled a
turn.
Biden.
I know you did pull a Biden. Okay, it's all your turn.
All right. Man, I'm mad at myself because I had a really good point about
I know, I hate when that
something,
happens.
and it just
Well, I had the whole list printed out, and I forgot to pick up the list and bring it with me.
you know what? The second we end this recording,
It'll come to you.
I'll be like, oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Maybe it'll come to me.
Okay.
All right. So this week I had a producer bring up that video. Okay. So I was sitting here on my front porch, what I do best now. And this pretty dog, just ran across. I said, hey, come here. And it just booked right up on the porch there. And so luckily we have a dog. So I had a leash right there. So I got the leash. And I noticed that it had a number on it, on his collar. That the owners were smart enough to put where he lives and what the number is to get a hold of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So while I did that, I ran back inside, got my phone, and called the person. They're like, oh, thank you so much. She was driving around looking for a dog. We've been there. We did the same
all
thing.
the time.
Before we didn't have a number on our dog, it would take forever for us to find our dog. But now with the number, it would be like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Dog would go out, have fun. Somebody would get a hold of it and say, hey, come get your dog. And it worked beautifully. So as you can see here, the owner came and got the dog, and that was it, I think. Is that it?
I guess that's it.
Did it go back? Back to the beginning. Okay.
Yep.
So I can tell everybody, please, if you have a dog, buy the little tag for like $5 or $10. Has the number on it.
Yeah, put your phone number on it.
And your address.
Yes.
You'll get your dog back every time.
Okay. Do you want to tell them how long our
3
camp
months,
was gone?
I think. Was it like 2 months?
Yeah, it was over a month, but yeah.
Your parents live out in the country on a
Yes.
farm. Our dog loves the farm. So Champ took off. And we looked, couldn't find her. So a week, 2 weeks, I'm like, it got hit by a car. I was devastated. I'm like, oh, well, so be it. It's gone. And then later on, your mom calls you and says, hey, I found
your dog.
I was driving down the country road where we live, and your dog is out here.
No.
Made a home at the farmers
Down the street.
It's been there. Who knows how long did the guy say that
I don't know.
he was there for?
I
A
don't
couple
even
weeks.
know. Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, I'm glad you came and got him because
they had enough pets already.
we had enough pets, but it's a lovable dog, so he's probably just like took care of it and would have taken probably care of it.
Yeah.
Which is great. I'm
Chip
glad.
was pretty low maintenance.
But they didn't know how to get a hold of us. Or
Yeah, they
anything,
didn't know.
so,
We didn't have a collar.
Collar,
leash. I
or-
mean, she
well,
probably had a collar, but it didn't
but-
have her number on it.
Yeah, nothing to identify her. So
Yeah.
I can to people. It works. It's really cheap, and the best thing you can do if you love your dog and you always want to be able to get them back. I say get a lead. That was the first thing, and then second, we went on a walk yesterday, right?
Yes, we did.
And then your buddy Charlie was back.
He was. He was back.
This is on the way back from our walk. and he attacked us again on the way back. But the first time he did get you.
He did.
Because
He'd hit me. I didn't even know he was there, so I just felt something hit me on the head.
Yeah. So yeah, he got you good on the way out.
Wow. Yes, he did.
But he hadn't been around this year.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him. I've been thinking about him, but I figured
he's been there a couple years now.
Yeah.
And we were like, beginning of the year, we weren't getting attacked, so kind of were like we dropped our guard.
Yes.
And then Charlie came.
Yeah,
came
Charlie
back.
is back.
He's back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I got.
Okay.
What do
cool.
you got?
I need our producer to put 8 up.
I need producer 8. All right.
Okay, so I have 3 more. These are things that things are changing.
Okay.
Things are changing in our society. So these are 3 more things that are changing today or in today's society. So just so you know, the House is debating and will pass to give DC statehood, but it's likely not to go any further. So I don't think that Washington, D.C. will become a state instead of a province. But
that's the weirdest thing.
After all this time, why change it now? It's been.
Everybody's just pushing buttons.
They're
pushing buttons.
They are. They've gone nuts. I believe everybody has gone bananas. Everything is changing. It's the new America. The old America isn't coming back. So people need to get prepared because the new America, we don't know, more things are coming. So I just want everybody to be prepared that it's changing.
What is the District of Columbia? How did it get the name District of Columbia?
Just because it was where the national...
The Colombians?
No. I think it's just because you'd have to research it. But I believe, I've always
really researched it. Why it's its own little entity.
It was just
maybe so the politicians
thing.
can live by their own rules.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yes,
they can punish all the states and say everybody has to do masks. Except for D.C. D.C., we don't have to do masks.
Yeah, but they're probably doing masks.
District of Columbia.
Yeah. So I don't know for
Somebody in the comments down below, can you tell me why it's District of Columbia?
Yeah, I figured it was just because all the federal business went on there. Is the only reason why I always thought it was.
So why is it District of Federal Business?
I don't know why it's not District of Federal Business. I have no idea. So anyway, we need to go to 9.
Producer 9. All right.
Okay. Whenever Lady Annabella
you said it. Out all right. Good job.
And changed their name to Lady A.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Immediately, I thought, well, what about the Dixie Chicks?
What about Lady?
Stop. I immediately thought, what about the Dixie Chicks? So the Dixie Chicks has come out and said that they're changing their names to the Chicks.
Chicks.
The Chicks.
What if somebody finds chicks? Like, hey, they're a bunch of chicks. That could be offensive, right?
Yes.
So, what about that?
I don't know. I'm just reporting.
Let's all be
that they jumped on the bandwagon and they're changing their names.
So let me get this straight. So the people were called the Dixie.
But I haven't even heard anything.
Has Dixie Cup changed their names yet?
Ooh, that will be next. Dixie Cups will have to change their names.
Maybe they already have.
Start the petition. Dixie.
Well, do they still exist?
I feel like they do.
Have you bought Dixie Cups?
Yeah, we use them at school.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well,
I feel like Dixie Cups has to change their name. Get the word out.
What are they going to be called?
Cups.
Unoffending Cups.
Unoffending Cups.
So, that's a good name. There's my name for everything now. Unoffending.
He thought of something that needed to change its name.
Dixie Cups. Dixie Chicks. Chicks are offensive. Let's get over it, people.
Yeah.
It's just a name. That's my next. No, go ahead. Right. That's my subject. Next.
9.
9. All right.
At 10.
10.
Or 0. There we go. Sorry about that. He threw me off because he keeps going back. All right. So, another news thing, which I thought will never happen in America, is the Minnesota GOP lawmaker says Antifa and Muslim organization plan to police Minneapolis under Muslim rule. So we'll have to see how that works out for the people.
I posted on that on Facebook this week. Yeah.
Mm.
And I got some rifts because people are like saying, well, I'll say what I posted first. I said, if they want,
okay.
If they want
to
get rid of the police and live under Sharia law, go for it. Mm-hmm. They voted them in. They get to do whatever they
want.
They want. And then I said, we'll see how that works out.
For them.
That's it.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And then, but a lot of my friends were like, Mark,
it'll spread.
It'll spread. If you just let it go there, it'll spread. I didn't say let it spread. I just said, just like Chaz was a good test of what can happen if you do something like that, right? Mm-hmm. How about just let it go? Just let it go. Let's see whenever they start making people wear more than masks. Mm-hmm. And they start,
taking away
the Muslims don't like a lot of things that offend a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
they are a lot stricter in their convictions than we are.
Yeah.
I feel like the Muslim rule would be a lot tougher than the police.
Yeah. You think so?
I
do think so too.
So I could be wrong.
Be
Tell
careful.
Me if I'm wrong, but
people need to be educated.
And they need to be careful what they ask
People
for.
need to be educated. They got to see what's wrong before they know what's better.
And I still say if we keep dismantling the police and defunding the police and being bad to our police officers and we lose our police officers, eventually we will have the UN in the streets to police us. So I'm thinking we need to talk.
You step out of line in some of the
discuss
Middle East countries, they don't mess around.
I think we need to sit down and talk it out instead of all this that's going on.
Well, yeah, but
okay, that's all my subject for that.
I've lived in Middle Eastern countries before.
I know you have.
And
you can't wear shorts.
I brain farted and I wore shorts out one day to go shop. I don't know what I was thinking because I was just, I don't know. I just like whenever I was trying to think about what I wanted to tell. I just like walked out and I literally, nobody else caught it either that I was with. And until we got downtown and then the religious police, there's two police. There's religious police and police. And well, the religious police come flying up to me and they cut me a huge break probably in that country. Oof. And they said, you better get, I didn't mess around either. You know what? Guess what? Did I like argue with them? Like, you can't tell me not to wear.
You said I'm a visitor in your country.
I was like,
right on that.
I screwed up big time. My fault. I don't even know what I was thinking. You're right. I'm wrong. Got in the car. Boom. We went back. Got pants on.
Okay.
So, good luck with that.
Okay. Yeah. Good luck with that.
Whatever.
We'll see how far it goes.
It's better. And then they also have Chop Chop Square there.
Yeah. Well, we won't talk.
We won't go into that. Yeah. Look it up. Chop Chop Square.
Okay.
And then mine. Yes. I don't have any.
Yeah. You don't need to talk to the producer.
I tried. I try really hard to stay away from anything that points out anything.
Yes.
That like the media does. So something came in the news this week. It's not. I know. It's news this week.
I know it's news.
And
everybody's on it.
I'm almost trying to bring it into news to say it shouldn't be news.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all.
Bringing it in the news to say it shouldn't be in the news. We should
Bubba Wallace
is
in NASCAR, a talented NASCAR driver. I don't like to see him as a black NASCAR driver. I actually like Bubba Wallace. I was rooting for Bubba Wallace. Mm-hmm. He's a good driver. He's got a great character. He's funny. He's upbeat. He's one of the guys. Yes. Love him. So Bubba Wallace gets told that there's a noose in his garage. And I told you, I was like, boy, NASCAR fan, they had the Confederate flag and all that stuff.
Controversy.
But
NASCAR.
I've been to the races. Nobody's
Nobody's going to do that.
You know, black people are at the races. They're not singling them out, giving them a hard time or anything.
No.
But just they want to drink beer and watch a good race. They might be there just to drink beer.
Yeah. I know when I went to NASCAR, I was there just to drink beer. So
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
A shop.
Right?
I like to shop.
That's all. People just wanted to have a good time,
Yes.
you know? There's some people over there flying the Confederate flag and they're drinking beer, having fun over there. Mm-hmm. Nobody's hurting nobody, no. But I think a lot of the Southerners think the Confederate flag is more of a symbol of a rebel. Like, we don't want to live by, you know, standards. We can hunt for our own food. You know, I think it's a symbol of just being a rebel, and everybody can be a rebel. I mean, I don't know. That's a different story. But so that went on. So, and I said, because I used to work at it, I was like, those garages are on lockdown. Nobody can cheat. I mean, NASCAR does whatever it can to keep people from cheating or going into somebody else's garage to maybe hurt something. They're more worried about people going into the garage to learn their secrets.
Yes.
This
or
stuff
sabotaging their car.
Well, more than sabotage.
Learning what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Nobody goes in those garages.
Yeah.
They're on lockdown, cameras. And whenever they said, I was like, I don't see anybody in the NASCAR community doing that. Mm-hmm. On top of that, I don't see how anybody could pull that off.
If they weren't with NASCAR.
So they would have to be super stupid if they even were going to try to do something like that. Because they know better. They're going to get caught. So a red flag went up in my head.
Yes.
The last race before Black Lives Matter sponsored his car also, which then something like this goes on a little bit later, and I'm just like, come on, what's the odds of all this? I said, I don't think it's true. But I kept my mouth zipped. Yes. I didn't make a public, announcement of my feelings on that because it could have been true.
Yes.
So I just kept quiet. And then they find out that it's just a pull knot. Everybody should know this already, but it was just a pull knot to pull down the garage door.
Yes.
And then my next thing, once I heard that, is like, come on. Everybody that's worked on cars and garages has used a pull rope to pull down a garage. They live in garages. They've all, And so, and again, this is just my personal opinions of what might have happened, is I think Richard Petty Motorsports has had a tough time in the last 20 years.
Yes.
They've been 20 places or worse team. They've fought for sponsorships. Last year or the year before, they were almost halfway out the door and almost had to say that's it. And then they got funding right at the last second. And racers like to race.
Yes.
They'll do anything to race. Junior Johnson sold liquor, moonshine, ran moonshine, and then he would race on the weekends.
Yeah.
With the money he made.
Yes.
Illegally selling moonshine.
Yes.
Other racers, back whenever they were just regular cars, would go out in the parking lot and steal parts off of the cars.
Oh.
Yeah. They would go out, like if it was a Chevy, they would go find a Chevy and get whatever part they needed for their car and bring it back in. And the people would go to leave from the race and there'd be a note on their door. Sometimes they would leave a note saying, hey,
had to borrow your door. Had to borrow your door.
Here's some money. Give us a call. We'll send you money, but we had to borrow your drive shaft or your back end.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "What the hell?" It's totally wrong. But that's what racers will do to race. So, in my opinion, Bubba Wallace wants to race.
Yes.
Richard Petty Motorsports wants to race. I mean, they have been Victory Junction Gang is a camp, Victory Junction Camp or whatever, is a Richard Petty sponsored. Great program for handicapped kids to go to camp each summer. Great program. So they've been sponsoring the car. They haven't had a lot. They don't have a sponsor to sponsor it, so they're kind of digging into their own
pocket.
Man,
Keep it going.
Yeah, they're doing whatever it takes, and I would hate to think it, but I wouldn't put it past me that either Richard Petty Sports,
just snuck the story.
Just tried to do that to get more in the eye, to get more sponsorship. I don't know. Or it was a huge misunderstanding. But those are things you got to look at as to what might have
happened.
I'm not saying anything happened. I'm just giving everybody options as to what might have. Racers love to race. They'll do anything to race. I mean, they're sly, sneaky. There have been Viagra cars in the past, sponsorship. It don't matter. Whatever you want to put on that car so I can get that out there on the track.
You're good with it. They're
gonna do it, man. It could be feminine products. It don't matter. They're getting out there and they're going racing. All right. Okay. So I'm going long here.
Yeah.
But my dad always just told me, look, if somebody calls you a name or something like that, just ignore them. Don't give them the time of day. Just be a better person. Move on. Don't let it might offend you a little bit, but don't try to let it even offend you. Just, you can call them a name back too if you want to, but it's best just to
let it go.
Let it go. Now, if they touch you, that's a different story. My dad said, they touch you, game on, and you better win, You better have been thinking if they're bigger than you, you better have a good plan too to come out on top too.
Yes.
You better be thinking because you're a little guy. So, or, and other things like if somebody's just, picking on you, sitting behind you, just poking you, warn them. Hey, stop it. I'm telling you, stop it. And he said, warn them twice, third time, game over, if they're touching you. So everybody just stop being offended by words and names of groups or chicks or Dixies or whatever's going on out there.
Yeah. We got to move forward.
The word doesn't hurt you. It might symbolize something that doesn't sit right with you, but it's not physically hurting you. It might not be right, but it's not. Just don't buy that product if it bothers you, right? All right. That's all I got to say about all that. And I don't think people literally think that a bunch of musicians, right? A bunch of musicians that just are stupid and they're sitting there like, we're from the South and we're chicks, we're girls, man. Let's call ourselves Dixie Chicks. And everybody's like, woohoo, that's cool, man. Nobody's even thinking about offending anybody or nothing. They don't even, everybody that listens to the Dixie Chicks doesn't go like, they named themselves Dixie Chicks to be, anti, racist or something like that. Come on, people. Let's all just smooth it on out a little bit. Okay. All right. What else you got?
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and talk about my prepper item of the day.
Okay, I went long. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine.
It's the
So we're going to talk about the prepper item of the day is 10 things you should prep that aren't food and water.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't know if there's 10. So you kind of keep track in your mind and you tell me if I come up with 10.
All right.
All right. So portable radio that you can wind and you wouldn't need batteries for it to work. Perfect prep item. You need one in your house.
Okay. Yeah.
This is something that we found out during the pandemic that we did not have a good one of, and you'll need it. Manual can openers.
We got good ones here that are wrapped up still, and we have one that falls off the can half the time.
It's rusted. We found out it was bad.
But I'm not allowed to use it yet. I can't use those good ones. I can only wait till the end of times before I can use
No, you can use the good one. I don't open that many cans, but we did have the occasion. Lighters.
This is really important, I think.
Matches. This is very important. And we found out that we did not have very many in the house during the pandemic. So These are the things that we found out we were lacking for emergencies.
Definitely
Prep
have
items.
ways
Matches,
to easily
lighter.
start a fire.
Yep. I do have fire starter or whatever.
Yeah.
magnesium,
But it's a lot
but-
easier going than to be flint and you know, striking stuff.
Canning items, canning lids. Canning lids, canning jars. Because if you start a garden, then you might want to preserve all your things. He's laughing because my garden doesn't grow anything.
She still, again, this year, total failure. They're all dead out there. She doesn't water them.
I don't water them. I'm bad. I'm a bad gardener.
They're dead.
So, batteries. All sizes of batteries. A lot of sizes. Now, batteries you're going to have to rotate in and out. So, you know, when you buy new ones, use the old ones. So you can't keep
guess for
these
your
forever.
flashlight.
For your flashlights, for anything.
Yep.
If there was no power, you would have to get by. Flashlights, lanterns, for light. That was bright. That was really bright.
Yeah.
So flashlights, lighters, glow sticks for light. Candles.
That's if you have a rave. If there's a rave going on down the street, you still are good to go.
You're good to go. Okay. And
I love you, Deb. I love you. You're my
Axes.
favorite wife.
axes, hatchets, and saws. So
Right.
in case you need to get firewood or anything like that, it comes in handy. This was something that we did not have also, so this is a brand new one.
Kindling.
Kindling.
I went to make kindling the other day for my rocket stove, which is a good tool to have.
Rocket stove, I do not have an example of that, but we do have a video on that. That was my next
I was
thing.
just messing around with
So-
it, and I, you know, it's just easier to start it with smaller kindling.
Kindling.
And I didn't have, I mean, you can go and get little sticks and everything like that, but I thought if you don't have little sticks or something like that, you got to make kindling. So good hatchet.
Good
Plus,
hatchet.
you can make stuff with, you can cut down a tree or make a shelter, and a hatchet you can't go wrong
Can't
with.
go wrong with the hatchet. So that was something we were lacking in our preps.
Yep.
So the rocket stove is my next thing. So, and we do have a video on that. So check out our video. And I don't know how to put the things on the screen
Should
yet.
I
so
get the video of the one I made right beside the garage? It worked fabulously
Oh
well.
yeah. So yes,
We'll save
we
that
do have.
for-
Yes,
we'll
we
save
do.
that.
He did do.
Man,
one
it
that
worked
was
good.
man-made.
I had to put extra blocks to protect the garage.
How did you make
worked.
it? You made it with brick.
Yeah, we had some old bricks that still have the the what the hell? I'm terrible.
Cement.
Yeah, whatever. It's not cement. It's whenever you mortar. It still had the mortar stuck to it. Man, and I don't even know what I was thinking back then, so it'll never come back to me. But it was still had mortar stuck on it, and I didn't want to cut them in half, so I kind of it was a cool looking gazebo because the bricks were sticking out instead of half bricks just stuck in there nice. I just stuck them out the side.
Yeah.
And you got to get the right intake length.
Yes.
With the chimney rise. It's we'll research that for whenever we go over it.
Okay.
Whatever. But I lit that thing. It was like it was shooting way up.
It was really good.
And I was like, holy cow, that's working way better than I expected it to. So to let it burn out, I just put some bricks to keep the heat from going back towards, So whenever don't put things like that too close. I don't know why I did it right, because there was no grass there.
It was a good place.
Just to mess around. I did it real fast, and I had a hose too I could have got to if things got out of control. Everybody's freaking on Facebook because I posted it on there like, you could burn down the garage. I'm like, there's a hose right there. I'll put it out, But whatever. So it worked really well. So maybe we'll include my dangerous rocket stove video.
Okay.
Along with our camping videos and everything. All right.
So you need some way to cook food that doesn't require electricity. So propane, what is that called? Propane.
Yeah.
Things. What stoves? Propane stoves. Yeah. Coleman's. Whatever. But we like the rocket stove.
The rocket stove
because
is awesome. It just works.
I don't have to store propane.
And there's sticks everywhere.
And there's
little
sticks
tiny
everywhere.
sticks
and it doesn't
everywhere.
take very much to keep it going or to cook your food. So
not at all. Just a couple
for
little
me,
twigs.
it was the
boiling
perfect
water.
solution when we got our rocket stove. So I like that solved that problem, because I'm a big one that says the electricity is going out.
I wish we would have had it camping for the last
Yeah, we
since
use it when we go camping.
The dawn of time since I was a
Yes.
kid. But I meant while we've been a family, because you get to a park or something like that, and there's no wood, you know, it's been scavenged. And all that's left are little tiny twigs.
Or you have to haul coal with you. I mean,
yeah,
you know,
bring it with
charcoal.
you. And with this, I guarantee you get to a campsite, there's enough small little twigs to cook all your meals within a radius of your campsite.
And then my last item for today that we don't have because I don't sew is like scissors, a sewing kit.
Oh, yeah,
because if it was an emergency situation, you might have to mend your own clothes.
Don't ask Debbie to fix nothing.
Yeah, don't.
She'll tell you, I'm not going to do that.
I don't sew. Well, but if it was an emergency,
can you put the button back on? No.
Stop. If it was an emergency, I would learn to sew. So we do not have a sewing kit. So we will probably be investing in that. Yeah, that is very good. So do you know how many things I had?
What if you cut yourself?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, that's kind of medical, but.
Yeah, but.
Yes.
Did your medical kit come with a stitching kit?
No.
Of course not. So.
Because I don't know how to do stitching.
So sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Sometimes you have to do what you got to do. So these are all things to think about because I think that there is more bad times coming. And anyway, so gloom and doom. So anyway, so that you can be prepared.
We try to keep it light, fellas. We really do.
And you will
but the news has been crazy here lately.
You will be hanging out on the porch eating your popcorn while everybody else is going nuts. So that would be a good thing.
The good news is I've gotten a lot of porch time here lately. I
know,
did with that dog at camp. I just love to just sit out there.
We just sit on the porch.
I helped the neighbors yesterday.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Empty sand out of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because.
Don't have nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do but to help people out, you know, so that's what we do.
We're probably approaching like day 100 of our lockdown.
I know, we've been going way too long on this show.
I know.
We need to
okay, wrap it up. Okay, you ready?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm ready.
Until next time, remember, keeping it simple is not the same as doing nothing.